Welcome to another episode of Quarantine Cooking. Today we're going to make some salmon burgers. I had to go to the supermarket this morning, replenish some stuff that we needed. Very, very important, if possible, always go organic. Do not be cheap and try to save that extra $2, $3 a pound. On the grand scheme of things, you're just pumping poison in your body. So you will thank yourself in about 30 years when you don't die from chemicals. So we got, this is, I believe it was like 1.15 pounds of Atlantic salmon. I told the kid a pound and a quarter, gave me 1.15. So basically what we got to do is first cut small little pieces, more like cubes. I would recommend, 1 inch by 1 inch cubes, a little bigger, a little smaller, it's no big deal. It doesn't have to be pretty because it's all going to go into the food processor after. Just chunk it up really nice.
Did they skin it?
It is skinned. The actual salmon was skinned. I had the guy at the supermarket skin it for me. Always keep in mind, wash your hands in between when you're dealing with raw and non-raw. Alright, so the way this is going to work is we're going to season our salmon first, then we're going to put it in the little Cuisinart here, and then we're going to add some veggies to it after. So pretty much, rule of thumb, tablespoon across the board. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about a tablespoon of salt. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About a tablespoon of pepper. See, I never measure, but people get in my head from my last video about measuring. So we're going to try to do this somewhat reasonably measured. So Italian seasoning right there. Another tablespoon of cayenne. You don't have to go a full tablespoon. I'm not going to go crazy in case the kids eat this, aka Jack. I don't want it to be super, super spicy. Mustard. Dijon, ideally. This I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in because I love mustard. And shake it up because that was all water that just came out. What's up, Jackie? What do you need?
I need popcorn.
You need popcorn? All right, we'll get you popcorn in a few seconds. Go into the closet and get some.
Okay.
All right, we got 2 tablespoons of mustard. We got 1 tablespoon of mayo. I use Miracle Whip. Tastes the same to me. Some people don't love it. Again, try to keep it relatively on the healthier side. And then lastly, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. That was definitely a little bit more than that, but guess what? I love lemon juice. So mix it all up. That's what it looks like right now. Now I'm going to add a little bit of panko to thicken it up. I'd say about 2 tablespoons worth. And then we're going to add some after when I mix in the hard ingredients. Oh, and then almost forgot, lemon zest. I don't have a zester. Most people probably don't. So I just use a little creative. Say that was about, 3/4 of lemon zest. If I had a zester, it would have been a little more legit. But this ain't the Ritz-Carlton. This is Quarantine Kitchen right now. All right, so put it all in your little blender here.
Food processor.
Food processor. Now, very important. Pulse this. Do not process the living daylights out of this. We don't want like mush. Usually I'll do like 10 pulses, I'll check it out. Make sure there's no thick pieces in there. Actually looks almost perfect. Cool. Alright, 2 pulses, done.
Can we see what it looks like?
Yeah, we're gonna take it out. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Hospitals do not want to deal with anybody and their stupid injuries right now. Too much other important things going on. So it's gonna feel really mushy. You're gonna think, how the hell am I gonna make a burger out of this right now? But we're gonna add essentially another full cup of panko to this, plus some scallop. And I like to add a little bit of shallot as well. So clear up our area. Another quick wash. Awesome job, Jackie. You got most of that popcorn in your bowl. The rest of it is on the floor. All right. Clean up real quick. So, quick chop on the scallions. You don't want them super thick. You don't want them super small either. You know, really personal preference. You want this to be, you know, bite-sized when you're chewing on it as a burger. So, now I always get about 1.25 pounds. So this is essentially what my measurements are, you know, measured out to. If you're gonna add more salmon, bust out your little calculator, figure out how much more items you need. You want to come and show them in here? So far that's what it looks like. Little gooey, little mushy. And then, you don't need to add a shallot if you don't want to. Some people are familiar with them, some aren't. I just like them. It adds a little more of a bit of a kick. Again, small little dicing.
If you have an onion, could you use an onion instead of a shallot?
Yeah, of course you can use an onion. We're being extra, so we're going to use a shallot today. I'm only putting half a shallot in there. That was a pretty small shallot. Alright, this is where it gets a little important. But like I said, I usually put about a cup of panko on top of it after we blended it. That's usually 2 handfuls. Alright, and then mix it all up now. So here's the deal. It's going to feel super mushy still. The panko does thicken it up. You have to let this refrigerate for half an hour. If you don't let it refrigerate, it's not going to bind together, and then you're just going to have a mess. Also, some people will add, I've seen, like egg yolk in there. I'm not a big egg yolk guy, so I don't want to add any. But, you know, come and check this out. I'm going to wait to form this until, actually we could form it now and just put it right in the fridge. So let me do that. You know, check that out. Oh, smells delish. So this should make about 4 burgers. You know, I've seen people make, you know, half-pound burgers out of this. That's a little aggressive in my opinion. All right. let these rest for 30 minutes in the fridge. Afterwards, super easy. Literally, we're going to saute them in a pan. We'll pick back up for part 2 once these are ready to be cooked. I'm going to put them on just a standard, hamburger bun. You can use brioche, whatever. Oh, awesome. Can you just put that right here? My hands are dirty. Got me a nice little pan with some parchment paper on it. All right. So stay tuned for part 2. So we're back. The salmon burgers rested I let them rest for about 35-40 minutes in the fridge. They got a perfect consistency. If you come over here right now, I already have one on the saute pan. So literally, I'm just cooking it on low heat, about 4 minutes aside. I just sprayed some canola cooking spray. Does not need to be anything crazy. Also, check out my new attire. I just realized that my wife got me a wonderful apron for Father's Day last year. So this is my new cooking gear. So when you're cooking it, it's normal to get smoky. It's going to get a little blackened on one side. Not a big deal. It's already been on here for about 4 minutes, so I'm going to flip.
And do you have it on medium or low?
I have it on low. Slow and slow, be patient. Right now you can cover it, let it bake on the inside. Also, don't overcrowd your pan, because if you overcrowd it, things aren't going to cook evenly, and it's just going to burn and then be raw on the inside. Although salmon burgers, it's not a huge deal if there's a little bit of pink. I don't like my salmon burgers on the rare side, but medium rare is no big deal. So while that's cooking, let's check the time. All right, we've got 2 minutes. Follow me this way. I got some multigrain bread in the toaster. You can use any type of bread you want. We have multigrain, as my camera woman just falls. We have a bunch of bread in the freezer. Obviously, we're ready to roll for this quarantine. So it's a nice thick cut multigrain. We're gonna toast it. While that's toasting up, for toppings, keep it simple. A little bit of tartar sauce, just to add some greens and crunch. I'm going to use spinach today because that's what we have. You could use lettuce, obviously, arugula. I personally like sriracha on mine. Marielle won't put sriracha on hers, which is all good.
Is it not going on?
Let's give it another shot. Check it out.
And I'm going down there, to there, and to there, and down.
Starting to look real good. In total, it's been probably about 6 minutes on there. I did about 3.5 minutes on each side. And right now I have it on low. I'm actually going to just shut it off, let it just steam in there a little bit. All right. Let's get our plate ready to roll.
Do you want to tell them where you're going to put the recipe?
Oh, I'm going to actually, when I post this onto YouTube, I will put all the ingredients in the subject line. My last video, I did not do that because I kind of did it on a whim with whatever I had in my pantry and my fridge. This is something we have made plenty of times, so I kind of had a little a mental recipe to go by. So we'll put that down on paper. All right, let's get a check on our bread. All right, nice little toast on the bread. Feel free to be creative too. You can add, add whatever you like. You like some mustard with this, do it. Some people will throw on some American cheese, Munster cheese, cheddar cheese. I'm personally not a big dairy / seafood guy, so I don't usually put cheese on mine. This is going to be Marielle's sandwich, so she's not going to want any sriracha on it. Check it out.
He's still going.
So has a nice little brown to it.
It got cool and then it got, I just got it from the food and then smashed it.
All right. Give it a nice little cut. I'm always a diagonal cutter. Some people are right down the middle. Whatever floats your boat, baby. But check that out. Perfectly cooked. Not raw at all. Still steaming.
No.
Good.
And there you have it. It's too heavy to pile up like that. So there we go. Very simple, very easy. You saw how fast that was. I mean, in total between prep time and cook time, max about 25 minutes. You know, obviously you got to let it rest for half an hour in the fridge, which is not a big deal. You know, lets you relax and enjoy the calm before the storm. Gets you a little hungrier.
You could also make it ahead of time.
Yeah, that's true too. We still have 2 patties left. And we'll probably indulge in those at some point this week. All right, till next time. Thank you very much.